Good to see you. This is Global News Morning. Time to check in with our very good friend Matt Lee with some real estate concerns. Wishing you a great morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, you're out there working. You're very busy. You have to pull over to
Yeah,
check in with us. Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I'm out showing property today, and I mean that's the fun part of the job, especially on a sunny day.
Okay, we want to remind people Matt has pulled over. He is not driving and checking
Yeah,
in
no, I'm
with us. Okay.
I'm on the side of the road, not moving. No, we're being safe.
Okay. First-time home buyers. A lot of people looking to get into this. There is a lot to know and a lot to learn. And I've always said, your real estate agent is your best friend during this time.
Yeah, I want to talk about the first home buyers. I mean, we're dealing with a very competitive market right now. We've talked about buyers, we've talked about the sellers, and I think just kind of narrowing in and how does somebody get into the market right now? and and I think actually I'm the second person you come and see. I think the first person you should go and see is either the bank or a mortgage broker. See where you fit in the market and how comfortable you are with the payments. I mean, somebody might say I'm pre-approved for X amount of dollars, but the payment I'd like to keep a little bit lower because I want to be comfortable. So you say, well, okay, well, I want to be in, and we'll say the 400 range. We want to be in that market. We want to figure out exactly what we're looking at. We have to do a few things to prepare. One is to get the financing in order, and then we start looking for the properties. When we go out and start looking at the properties, we want to do a little bit of due diligence in advance because we are probably going to be going into multiples. I mean, there's a high chance of this market. There's a lower supply, higher demand. So if you're in the country, you want to potentially do a home inspection. You're looking at some money to spend. And that can be stressful for a first home buyer. But I think that being prepared, doing the things that you need to do is very important. So I think that going in and making sure that the house is exactly the way that you think it is the best way to go. In town, you do a home inspection, different places, different locations, you might want to test for different things, but it comes down to the house itself.
You've had experience with a lot of first-time home buyers. The before and after that these people are going through in terms of emotions. Talk us through it.
I mean, I started in this business when I was 18 years old. I mean, like I was, my dad was in real estate. So when I got in when I was 18, I mean, I've been doing this almost 20 years. And I would say that I've dealt with a lot of first home buyers over my career. And basically there's a stress to buying a house because there's such a big number on the house itself. But once they get in and they feel that, instead of paying rent, they're paying it for their equity in their own principal residence, there's such a relief. And they think, geez, everybody always thinks, oh, I should do this as quickly as I possibly can. And that's probably right. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs in a real estate market, but once you're into the market, you're going to roll with that together. And I think that, what we see in Kingston is that we see that it's a very solid market. If things were to slow down and what we saw in 2008, 2009, things went down in other areas, we stayed pretty solid. So it's a solid investment. I think for the first home buyers, do the background check and do all of those pieces. But, I would say try to get in as soon as you can and they'll really think about it down the road saying this was a really good idea.
And I should have done it a lot sooner. I know I had that feeling too.
Yeah.
And of course, there will be a lot of questions along the way, and you are there every step of the way.
That's right. We want to talk about, there's a whole list of things that we go through. The main two right off the bat is to get the financing in order, get into, then talk to the agent about where you want to be. And then we go from there. We'll talk about lawyers and inspections and all these pieces along the way.
Okay. Matt Lee, we thank you so much. You take care.
Great. Thank you.
Get back to work.
Will do.
Real estate tips brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage.